So I'm Genevieve Smyth, Dramatherapist, and I'm going to tell you a little bit in a moment about the work that I've been doing in the Philippines. But first of all, I wanted to introduce you to the bag for change. This is the bag that changes lives. It's also known as the bag for hope, Pegasa, in the Philippines language. It's very strong. It's got lots of compartments. It's got very comfy straps. As you can see, it's incredibly colourful, and it's got these really cute little ties to help you pull the zippers easily. So I'm here to tell you about dramatherapy in the Philippines. How I got to know about the possibility for this was because of this bag. A friend got it for me for a present, and I was really struck by the quality of the bag and the vibrancy of the colours. So it also had some information about the charity that made it, and it was women who were impoverished. Met a guy from Northern Ireland who was there for his own pleasure, and he fell in love with the country, met these women who were really desperate for work, and helped their children. He built a home for their children because they couldn't afford to feed them. And then he thought, hang on a minute, if I'm able to create a work opportunity for the women, I won't have to separate them from their children. So that's how 10 Foundations in the Philippines was born. And I contacted the man, Ian Campbell, who's from Northern Ireland, had a chat with him and said, I'm really interested in supporting these women. Is there anything I can do? My profession is dramatherapy, and he invited myself and my partner to come out and volunteer for 10 Foundations and to run an introduction to dramatherapy for the women who made the bags and for the other charity staff, to explore their resilience in response to their experience of trauma. He said some of these women have been really seriously traumatized, and they've never had an opportunity for therapy to process this. Is there anything you can do? So I thought long and hard about what would be appropriate. We may only have a very short amount of time to work. And I set up a psychoeducation program to introduce the idea of therapy using creative methods, using dramatherapy, and also the idea of doing some psychoeducation on trauma, about identifying trauma, about recognizing the symptoms, and about processing the experience towards recovery. And this is what I introduced to the women, and I had no idea what their response would be, and I was very surprised by their readiness to engage in the experience immediately, by their creativity, by their playfulness, by their need to come together and tell their story of what's happened in their life and how they've overcome their difficulties, and how this charity 10 Foundations and the making of these bags has changed their life forever. So they were extremely happy to have this opportunity. So we ran a series of workshops every morning for a week in 4-hour blocks, where they could do this work. So I was able to meet every mother who makes a bag, all the staff members of the charity, and every single person got access to dramatherapy and trauma. And at the end of it, they said they shared some interesting reflections on their experience, like, we've never told our story before. People were telling stories of real psychological challenge, and they said, one person said, I've been waiting to tell this story for over 20 years, and this is the first opportunity I've had to tell it. Somebody else said, this has opened up my mind to new possibilities. Somebody else said, it's just good to share. I've never had this opportunity before to sit down with my peers and talk openly and honestly about my feelings. So it really made me think about the value of being able to introduce some complex topics like dramatherapy in association with something as complex as trauma in a way that is palatable to people and meaningful for people in a very short space of time. And so they say this has had a significant effect on their understanding and on their confidence, and they feel now much more resourced to continue the good work that they do and to raise their ambitions even further for the future. And it makes me hungry to think about what other experiences that I can create for people in the world who might equally want to have that opportunity. Thank you for listening.